Uh, hey everybody. First off, sorry if I sound hoarse or talk slow. I'm currently fighting COVID, but I'm pushing through. Anyways, I chose to do the case study based on gene modification and its use for athletic purposes. So basically, the science regarding gene modification has advanced to the point where several new possibilities exist or are close to existing that never have before. Scientists are using this new technology and learning about new ways to cure diseases, heal injuries. But on the other hand, there are also these new therapies. They've created some ethical dilemmas, particularly when it comes to the use of genetic modification for enhancing athletic performance. More specifically, the possibility of using gene modification to create like super athletes whose genes are manipulated to make them faster, stronger than the typical person or athlete. So if this type of modification becomes common in sports, it brings up many ethical issues and contradictions of moral values, such as the importance of fairness and respect for the competition. Like I said previously, genetic modification in the sport context would have a significant impact on like athletes competing. They would have, the athletes who haven't had their genes manipulated will be at an extreme disadvantage, almost have no chance of competing against the ones who have had their genes manipulated, kind of ruining the fairness of sports in general. I think the deontological theory of ethics, emphasizes the importance of making decisions based on moral principles and values, and I think that kind of applies here. Like the previously mentioned, values of fairness and respect are very pertinent to this issue. And I think most would agree that sports are most exciting when there is a level of, like when there's a level and fair playing field. Um, I think in general most people are against athletes using steroids and manipulating genes is essentially the same thing, but it could have even better results. So it's definitely something to think about. So just some preventative measures. If I were in a leadership position, the first step I would take in preventing this issue would be to ban genetic modification for athletic gain until there's a more comprehensive research and availability for the technology. Like obviously there would be some ethical issues that would arise from this decision as well. Since banning the science altogether would be complicated to say the least. Um, Ethical issues related to privacy may be violated because you'd have to like test the genes of athletes to make sure that they weren't genetically modified, and those results would need to be distributed. But however, by making the preemptive decision to ban it before the technology becomes widespread, the fairness of sports would be preserved, and the ethical issues associated with gene testing would be less common since everyone would know that genetic modification is banned, so less people would do it. Um, until scientists have it, spot on, until it works perfectly and like it can be available to everybody, and then it'd be cool because sports would be advanced enough where there'd be genetically modified. Everyone would be genetically modified, and it would just make sports more exciting. But until that point, I think the decision to just ban it in the short term until this technology becomes more common, then get rid of it. So that's what I would do. Thank you.